Hey, I'm Dr. Tom Warren, and this is the Plant Doctor. What I'm doing today, while the ground is soft, we've had a lot of rain here lately, is I am dividing out some of my grasses and my perennials. So I'm doing this in mid-February, early March time frame, and this is the perfect time to do it. You can see some of the daylilies coming up. I'm going to show you how to divide daylilies. I'm dividing out these grasses. We're going to go hunt for some hostas too, see if I can't find some little pips of hostas popping up. I'm going to show you how to divide those out. So with this grass, I've already started, and I have a really large shovel for this job. This is a transplant shovel. All right, so it's solid steel. You can get a lot of leverage with it. And basically what you want to do is just go all the way around the edge with it, prying up as you go. I've already got this one started a little bit. I wanted to save you guys hearing me grunt on camera because this is probably the biggest grass in my yard. It's right beside this walkway. I just need to divide it out. And so I'm gonna pop it up. So you want to go all the way around, popping up through it. But you can see there, it's loose already. So this is so big that I can't even really pick this up. It'd probably take two people to pick it up. I can just tell it's probably well over 100 pounds. That root ball right now is soaking wet because we had so much rain. You get the root ball completely dug up in a circle, pop it up and flip it on its side, and then take your shovel and then just start dividing it out. If you try to go directly through the crown of the plant while it's still in the ground, the grass blades tend to get in the way of the shovel and you're not really going to get through the root that well. So if you can turn it over sideways, it'll make your job a whole lot easier. All right, so there is a division there. And then from here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna divide that out even further. I'm gonna do some very small divisions with this. And I'm gonna cut this entire plant up. So from one zebra grass plant, I can probably get another, I'm gonna say between 1 and 2 dozen smaller zebra grasses. And I can do about anything with this. I can plant that somewhere else in the yard and I'll have another grass. I can pot that up in a pot. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with these right now. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm just going to leave them like this. It's not going to hurt anything. We're not going to be really warm here in my area over the next 10 days. I look at the 10-day forecast. I think the highest temperature is 65 degrees. I have a shade cloth over here in my backyard nursery. I'm just going to lay these over on the side and decide what I want to do with them. But I knew for a fact I had to do something with this because it was getting over into my walkway. So that's how you divide grasses out. Let's take a look at how we divide daylilies. So what you see coming up here in front of me, these are daylilies, and the equipment needed is not quite as, we'll call it industrious as the transplant shovel. I have a traditional shovel here. I could probably get these up with a hand trowel, but all you need to do, I'm gonna rake back this pine straw a little bit. And these are triploid daylilies. So these are, some people call them ditch daylilies. They get about 4 to 5 feet tall. They have an orange bloom on them and they're sterile. So they only spread by rhizomes and stolons, and that's what they've done here. I planted one here and it's kind of spread out here and it's come in behind me. I just need to clean this out. It's gotten a little too thick. They're aggressive. They'll take over some of the smaller stuff in here. I've got all kind of perennials in here, verbenas and salvias and Shasta daisies. And so we just need to thin these out. And so really all you want to do is get underneath one and just pop it up. I'm gonna get several here. And here again, this time of year, you can be really rough with this. It's cool still. These plants, they're starting to wake up, but they're not awake to the point to where we're really gonna stress them when we do this. They're not gonna react negatively to this at all. And so there's probably a dozen fans in this one little clump that I just dug up. And so what we can do is just chop the soil up, dividing those fans out. See, there's a fan. Here's a fan. And the excess soil that I have from dividing these out is just gonna go right back into the hole. Had to dig back the leaves in last year's pine straw. I did find some pips of this is a Francis William hosta that I have here. I don't think you need a big fancy transplant shovel like I have with the grasses, but I don't think a hand trowel is gonna get the job done either. So probably just a standard shovel would work. And let me show you what I have here. And that's all I'm after, is that right there. So these, I always tag. My stuff. And so there's 1, 2, 3. These will be new hostas next year, right there. A plant that's really easy to transplant this time of year. I pulled back the pine straw here. This is black-eyed Susans, and if the ground's soft enough, you can take a hand trowel and just pop them up. There's several dozen little black-eyed Susans just in this right here. I'm gonna get it closer to the camera so you can see. Each one of these is a little individual black-eyed Susan. I know they don't look like much right now, but these will get 2 to 3 feet tall by the end of the summer, and they'll be loaded with orange and yellow flowers, and they have that black center, hence the name black-eyed Susan. This entire bed here is full of Shasta daisies. It's really pretty in the summertime, just a solid mass of white under these cherry trees here. But ever so often we need to go through here and kind of thin them out a little bit, and it's time. It's very easy to transplant a Shasta daisy. Probably can't use a hand trowel here. Probably need a traditional shovel. Definitely don't need a transplant shovel, nothing really big like we had with the grasses. But these kind of come up as individual plants. They just grow so close together that they look like they colonized by other means. But you can see here, that one could easily be transplanted. You could put that in a pot. You could put it somewhere else in the yard. You could actually give it to a friend so they could start their own Shasta daisies in their yard. Just a myriad of opportunities by dividing out these perennials. I hope this video helps you out in your garden this time of year, dividing out your hostas, your daylilies, your grasses, anything else that can be divided out. Until next time, happy gardening.